One of the most common problems faced by people today is stage fright. Stage fright, also known as speech anxiety, can be debilitating, can make otherwise articulate and intelligent people sound bumbling and ill-prepared. The main way of dealing with stage fright is to practice speaking in the situation that triggers the anxiety. Often, this involves a crowd. Artificial intelligence imitates the triggers that set off speech anxiety, such as distracting noises made by the audience and, most importantly, the feeling of being watched. Our concept evolved from wanting to utilize the hollow face illusion, wherein a face mapped into a concave shape appears to follow you as you move. After scrapping many iterations of ideas, we arrived at the concept of speech anxiety. Here was a way to make sure that no matter where you stood on the stage, you were always being watched. This illusion is caused by perspective. Moving to one side makes the three-quarter view seem to shrink and the side view seem to stretch. The same concept applies along the vertical axis.
We created computer versions of the 3D faces in Blender to project onto a screen using the projector in Mac Mini provided by the Viz department. While initially there was a lot of stretch and warp in the image, with enough tweaking we were able to minimize the distortion. The next step was to create a large screen on which to project. We started with a PVC frame. Next, we sewed two king-size sheets together to make the screen and cut rings from which to hang it. Finally, we crafted concave round shapes from paper and attached them to the screen to match each individual face.
Users were encouraged to stand in front of the space and move as they would naturally in a presentation setting. Ideally, we would have had the user be the only one in the room, because most people are too self-conscious to speak to a fake audience with a real one present. We had early iterations tested by users and made improvements, such as increasing the curvature of the face. When presenting the final product, users felt that the illusion was subtle, but effectively creepy. Most of them noticed the illusion without being prompted.
That's kind of creepy. They're actually staring at me. It's awesome and weird all at the same time. I love that effect.
Yeah, look at the top left person. That one works really well.
Liz? Really?
Yeah, I mean, for me it does.
Yeah.
She works the best.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense that this is to help people get over a fear of public speaking, because it does. It looks like a small speech classroom. I was in a speech class a couple of years ago. It was an environment similar to this, about this size, but with more desks. And it really is like that. You've got just this group of people that you can basically see at one time, and they're staring at you constantly. So, I mean, for anyone who actually does have a fear of public speaking, this would definitely be helpful for practice, because, you know, it's actually, I think, the closest thing you can get to a speech environment, honestly.